Pero meron ding YODO. Kaya dapat paghandaan with St. Peter Life Plan and Chapels. Just go to online.stpeter.com.ph. Andyan na lahat ng kailangan mo. Just pick a plan, then add to cart. Yung payment and other transactions, online na rin. That's life. Hindi lang puro living. Living din. Because YODO. For more details, visit online.stpeter.com.ph now.
Ito ang 702 DZJS. Kagapay mo sa katotohanan. Mapapakinggan ang 702 DZJS sa inyong mga talapitan at sa Able Media Player app. You're listening to koolFM. koolFM is a TVH Group of Networks radio station. Sondo's greatest hits are here.
All of the viewers and listeners who are watching Hello Pilipinas, and welcome to the Saturday broadcast of Hello Pilipinas. Alright, so today is July 6, 2024, and we are live on TVH Network, koolFM, and live streaming on TGON Productions and also on TGON News YouTube channel. Alright, so let's get into today's topics, which we will obviously be talking about the lifestyle and entertainment along with bringing the latest headlines. Yes, we will also be bringing the latest headlines with koolNews Early Edition throughout the show, right? With koolNews Early Edition on Hello Pilipinas. All right, so let's begin. Starting with the entertainment sector. So yesterday, we heard the news that the New Zealand's news division, the TV3 news division called News Hub, has finally shut its doors after 33 years. So July 5th was their last day of operations. News operations, because Warner Brothers Discovery New Zealand decided to close down the news division of 3 due to the continuing losses. So it's really very sad that division has to that the news division in New Zealand television. News Hub owned by 3. Well, that is now gone, because from what I remember, they lost the jobs. With most of them are still out of work, while some have already found a replacement for a new service. Very very devastating, and even one of the fellow news anchors, it was there. I do feel bad for them. Because it is heartbreaking to see that they were crying, and they were being emotional, of course, because the news organization that shaped the New Zealand journalism, from TV3 New Zealand, again, that is long gone now. So, and now here we are. Staff, if you don't know, Staff is a digital news service, or news platform in New Zealand. That Staff is going to be taking over the 6 p.m. hour today, which is later at 6 p.m. in New Zealand time. So I have yet to monitor how well will Staff provide news services to 3. So we'll see how it goes. So to remind you guys, the 3 News, yes, the revival of 3 News, but not really run by its in-house news organization, but it is going to be done by staff. So, how long is it going to run? Well, it will be 1 hour for weekdays and half hour on weekends, which is 30 minutes. So yeah, today is the premiere of Three News, uh, operated by staff. So I hope they don't screw this up. I hope they don't screw this up. Because I know for what I am aware, staff will be taking over the news operations on Three. So that's all I have to say. All right, so now let's get into to yesterday with Talk with Sen. So Talk with Sen, if you that is, well, you know, the late night talk show of koolFM that aired its season finale yesterday, because uh it did say that the season 2 will have a lot of changes, especially the new studio along with the new furniture. So so this is going to be fun, and he thanked all the viewers. He thanked all the viewers, listeners, and crew, of course, for making that show happen. And yeah, the Talk with Stan started on May 10. That aired alongside with My Tulugan, that is hosted by Master Geo, and yeah, it outlasted. It lasted 13 episodes, and yeah, here we are. Season finale of Talk with Stan happened, and now Talk with Stan is currently on hiatus until Michael Luka returns. So so in the meantime, excuse me. So in the meantime, listeners, we will be bringing back the classic hits after Asper's Coffee tonight. So if you're up for the classic tunes, yeah, there will be classic hits after Asper's Coffee, because Talk with Stan is currently on season break. So the classic hits will return. We will turn to Saturdays until Talk with Stan returns on air. I mean, actually, when both my Tulugan and Talk with Stan returns on air. So this is a temporary change. It is not going to be permanent, but again, the classic hits will be returning to Saturdays temporarily. Usually, it's limited to Sundays to Thursdays, but it is coming back. It is coming back to Saturdays, in due for the temporary replacement of Talk with Stan. So yeah, until season 2 of Talk with Stan and My Tulugan are together, well, expect the classic goods for now. So yeah, if you're wondering about the Asper's Cafe, why are we still doing Asper's Cafe on Fridays and Saturdays? Well, Geometric, one of our fellow cool heads, has told me that he's going to be announcing it in random Asper's Cafe episode. When will he be fully returning? So stay tuned for that. So yeah, I don't know if Master Geo will be joining the cafe tonight. We will see, but it will be very interesting. So here you go. All right, so now that we have covered that two, what else should we talk about this morning? Well, about that one. So the TGON news. Well, I have to say it's well, since we launched two new channels last week. 2 weeks ago for almost 2 weeks ago for TGON news, and just recently, not just I'm sorry, and recently this week for TGON news. Well, it's doing well. So we have fully migrated out from TVH Network channel, which is usually where usually a fictional air checks of fictional channels are uploaded there. So we are glad. So we are glad that we have moved out, and we have moved these set services for the koolNews to TGON News. Initially, it was called TVH News, but it was later renamed to TGON News. And now we have TGON Productions, which is the home of Asphere's Cafe, Hangout with Momon, My Tulugan, and Talk with Sen. So yeah, I'm very glad to say that our entertainment channel, TGON Productions, is performing well. So the most viewed koolFM show is Hangout with Momon. So again, that that viewers and listeners like you, that means you are really showing your commitment in supporting our entertainment channel, which is TGON Productions. So thank you so much for do for being supportive, and I really appreciate that you watch one of the koolFM shows with Hangout with Momon, Asper's Cafe, Talk with Sen, and Mike Logan. So yeah, we haven't had Mike Tulugan on TGON Productions yet since the show hasn't fully returned, but again, expect Mike Tulugan to be streamed on TGON Productions. And now for the TGON news. Yes, this will be the home of koolNews and Hello Pilipinas. And regarding Hello Pilipinas, we are live right now on both channels, which is TGON Productions and TGON News. We are live. We are simultaneously live on two YouTube channels, which is TGON Productions and TGON News. And if you're wondering, yes, we are doing a move where GMA in where in real life where in real life news organization GMA Integrated News and GMA Public Affairs are simulcasting Unang Hirit live stream. So we are doing the move right now. So yeah. So for Hello Pilipinas, we will be live. No, we will be live on both YouTube channels. We will be live streaming. We will be live stream on both YouTube channels, which is TGON Productions and TGON News. Remember, because we also provide early morning news headlines with koolNews Early Edition. That this is a part of this show. So again, there will be a replace of koolNews Early Edition on Hello Pilipinas later, after after several hours of this broadcast. So expect the part by part replay of koolNews Early Edition on Hello Pilipinas later, that will be uploaded on TGON News. All right, it is 12 minutes after 7, and we have a lot to cover right here. So we still have a lot of entertainment stuff, goodies, along with koolNews Early Edition. Yes. And with that, our show will return after these messages. We will be right back. Pilipinas. Okay, so let's get into the entertainment stuff for goodies here. So let's get started. All right, so let's see what do we have. What's happening in what's happening in Hollywood? That's what's happening in Hollywood right now. Let's wait for this as well. So the local showbiz, and of course, international. We do have some interesting cyberpunk edge runners that is getting this into comments. Cyberpunk Edge Runners showrunner Rafael Jackie's No Name becomes first Manga Plus creator series to receive official Jump Plus publication. Almost 2 years after initiating the Manga Plus Creators Program, Shueisha has announced the first series to be published on both the Jump Plus and Manga Plus apps is the supernatural manga No Name from Cyberpunk Edge Runner showrunner and Witcher Ronin writer Rafael Jackie and manga artist Machine Gamu. The manga publishers joined collaboration with painting app Medibang Manga Plus creators by Shueisha provides aspiring overseas manga artists the tools to create and publish their work, access to a platform full of readers, and a chance of being published in Japan. Manga Plus Creators offers overseas creators the opportunity of a lifetime with monthly contests to have their submitted works evaluated by the Shueisha Jump Plus editor team and the chance to win the ultimate prize of having their series published in Japanese on Shueisha's Jump Plus app. So, one of the thousands of various stories and entries submitted to Manga Plus Creators contest is No Name. The work is Cyberpunk Edge Runner Showdown Rafael Jackie, first independent original series co-created with up-and-coming manga artist Machine Gamu. So, per Jackie's official X or Twitter, No Name is a dark action mystery set in Northern Europe where supernatural powers are attributed through a person's name given to everyone by the government, a man fighting with wolf companions, and werewolf girl investigate a missing child's case for the government-run Naming Agency. On November 28, Shueisha announced that No Name would be awarded the first coveted Cool Award. As such, the dystopian thriller manga will be published in Spanish. Regarding Spanish, I am not sure if that will be uploaded in two variants, one I know is the Latin American and the other for Spain, and English on Shueisha's Manga Plus app and Jump Plus in Japanese. Further, the rising manga artist duo earned a cash prize of 1 million Japanese yen or $6,193. So they have received the Jump publication, and this is looking good for all right. So let's get now of this because again, this is a lifestyle and entertainment show, so we will obviously be covering showbiz in the Philippines here. Yes, and also Hollywood. Okay, so yeah. All right, so we do have the situation regarding Beanie, which we might have to talk about, huh? Might have to talk about this one. So again, this is coming from Enquirer. Respect Beanie's privacy and personal space after members Malloy and Aya experienced disturbing moments while they were out to enjoy their free time after headlining their recent 3-day concert. In a TikTok video posted by a fan, Malloy was seen apparently and discovered as she got mobbed by fans while dining out with her family in a restaurant in Lemery, Batangas, turning the moment into a meet and greet as fans swamped their table. In another video that went viral, a man asserted himself too close to Aya at the bar in Cebu, and the singer was shown to be shocked and uneasy by how she was approached. Both videos sparked outrage and concern from Beanie fans called Blooms, as well as other netizens. I was able to see some very disturbing videos of some of our members who didn't seem to enjoy their break from the very stressful 3-night concert. They went to public places because they wanted to unwind and spend some time with their families, but unfortunately, naka-experience po sila ng hindi magaganda. They experienced something troubling, said Yogi in the video statement posted on X, formerly Twitter, on Thursday night, July 4. The director asserted that the girls are also human and need personal space and privacy. So, here is one.
And for the
Hold on. Okay, so go open my other Discord account for for outputting audio. So let me just get it done real quick. And then we will also be showing weather as well later in koolNews Early Edition. So there we go. More sound settings. Recording. Oops. I mean volume mixer. There we go. Okay, so output device will be cable A. Okay, so here is the direct statement. Here's the direct statement. Here's the direct statement regarding the situation of Beanie, right? Of Beanie, what happened to Beanie? So let's hear this.
Hi Blooms. Una-una, I'd like to thank all the Blooms who joined us over the weekend for the 3 successful, all sold out Beanieverse concert at NFT. It was such a wonderful experience with all the Blooms. Natuwa kami dahil patunayan namin na ang babait ng mga Blooms. You've been very respectful of Beanie and of everybody else who were there with you enjoying the concert. And after that 3 successful nights, nakapagpahinga ang ating mga Beanie. They were able to have their personal time. They were able to rest, go home. Kaya lang, yesterday and these past few days, ako personally, I was able to see some very disturbing videos. Some of our members who didn't seem to enjoy their break from the very stressful 3-night concert. Well, they went to a public place because they wanted to unwind and to spend some time with their families. But unfortunately, naka-experience po sila ng hindi magaganda. For Maloy, he went to a place wherein she was supposed to have dinner with her family, pero hindi na niya po na-enjoy yung dinner na yun dahil po nagkaroon po ng people were so excited to see her, so they asked for pictures and really disrupting the dinner that was supposed to be spent with the family. Aya also had not so nice experience in Cebu where there was may isang lalaki, may isang fan who got so excited, nilapitan siya in a way that's very proper. Nakikiusap po ako personally as part of the BINI team na sana po pag ang ating mga miyembro ay nasa kanilang spending their personal time, especially with their families and friends, so please also show respect to their privacy and personal space. Tao rin po sila, kailangan din po nilang makisalamuha sa ibang tao. At nakiusap po ako sa mga Blooms at sa mga iba pa pong supporters nila. Alam ko, excited kayo makita sila, but please remember na sila po nagagaling din po sa very hectic schedule these past few months and more hectic schedules. We also want to give them their own semblance of some regular life to be able to spend it with their families in restaurants and some private places as well. Kung pwede po, bigyan po natin sila ng pagkakataong ma-enjoy naman yun without other people who are stepping beyond the boundaries of proper behavior. So nakikiusap po ako dahil po especially for Aya, that experience was really very disturbing. So this is really a violation of the Safe Space Act for women, and this behavior can constitute actually sexual harassment in the public space. So yun po, I'm appealing to everyone to please respect the personal space and the privacy of women.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the direct statement regarding about BINI. So again, please show respect to please Blooms and non-Blooms. Please at least show respect to BINI and BINI Group. They want rest, okay? Don't go sneaking into a member without, that's invasion of their space. Okay, so again, Blooms and non-Blooms out there, just please respect the privacy. All right, so we will be getting into the cool weather brought to you by the Pagasa Weather Advisory in a bit. So yeah, we will be getting into the cool weather brought to you by the Pagasa Weather, DOST Pagasa Weather Report, and the weather specialist Daniel James E. Villamil. Let's play this. Okay, we are not seeing it. We are not hearing anything on the live stream or in the video. So we will have to wait a little bit until our fellow operator is getting ready. Okay, all right. I was told that he will be setting up in a bit. So in the meantime, it is now 32 minutes to 8, and we will be getting into koolNews early edition in the next gap. But for now, we will be...
Magandang umaga mula sa Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center. Ito ng ating update sa magiging tayo ng panahon sa susunod na 24 oras. Makikita natin dito sa ating latest satellite images itong mga kaulapan sa central portions ng ating bansa ay ang patuloy na pag-iral nitong Intertropical Convergence Zone, or ito yung salubungan ng hangin mula sa northern at southern hemisphere. At for the next 24 hours, inaasahan natin ang patuloy na epekto ng ITCZ sa malaking bahagi ng southern Luzon, Visayas at sa Mindanao. Kaya sa mga nabanggit lugar, asahan natin magpapatuloy itong mga kaulapan at mataas sa tsansa ng pag-ulan throughout the day. Inaasahan rin natin na itong easterlies o yung hangin na nanggagaling sa Karakatang Pasipiko ay magdudulot ng mga kaulapan at pag-ulan sa eastern section ng southern Luzon. For the rest of the country, sa rest of Mindanao at sa rest of Luzon ay mas maaliwala sa panahon na ating inaasahan. Mainit at maalinsangan throughout the day, ngunit dyan pa rin yung mataas sa tsansa ng thunderstorm activity sa late afternoon to evening. Inaasahan natin na simula bukas, araw ng linggo, ay unti-unti na mababawasan yung mga areas na makakaranas ng pag-ulan na dala nitong ITCZ. So generally improving weather conditions ng ating inaasahan sa malaking bahagi ng Southern Luzon at ng Visayas. Magpapatuloy itong fair weather conditions hanggang early next week. At sa kasalukuyan, wala rin tayong binabantayang low pressure area o sama ng panahon sa loob at labas ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility na maaring makaapekto sa ating bansa for the next 3 to 5 days. So saan natin for the next 3 to 5 days, itong generally fair weather throughout the country, ngunit nandyan pa rin yung chance ng late afternoon to evening na thunderstorm activity. Para naman sa magiging lagay ng ating panahon ngayong araw dito sa Luzon, dahil sa epekto or sa pinagsamang epekto ng ITCZ at ng easterlies o yung hangin na nanggagaling sa Karakatang Pasipiko, makakaranas tayo ngayong araw ng maulap na kalangitan na may mga kalat-kalat na pag-ulan, pakulog at pagkidlat dito sa buong Mimaropa at sa areas ng Quezon at Bicol region. Ngayong madaling araw pa lamang may mga naitala na tayong thunderstorm activity sa malaking bahagi ng Kabikulan. Inaasahan natin na later in the day, malaking bahagi ng Bicol region, Quezon at ng Mimaropa makakaranas ng mga kaulapan at mga mataas na tsansa ng kalat-kalat na pag-ulan. Sa nalalabing bahagi naman ng Luzon, including Metro Manila, makakaranas tayo ng generally fair weather conditions ngayong araw. At may mga early morning thunderstorms rin tayo na itala sa malaking bahagi ng Central Luzon at Calabarzon. Panandalian lamang yung mga pag-ulan na ito. So simula mamayang umaga hanggang sa tanghali ay makakaranas tayo ng mainit at maalinsangang panahon. Ngunit pagsapit ng hapon hanggang sa gabi, maghanda pa rin tayo sa mga tsansa ng pulupulong pag-ulan na may pakulog at pagkilat na dulot ng thunderstorms. Maximum temperature forecast para sa Lawag ngayong araw, posibleng umabot ng 33 degrees Celsius. 35 degrees naman dito sa bahagi ng Tuguegarao at 25 degrees Celsius sa Baguio City. Maximum temperature forecast para sa Metro Manila ngayong araw, posibleng umabot ng 33 degrees Celsius. 32 degrees naman dito sa Legazpi at 31 degrees Celsius sa bahagi ng Tagaytay. Sa areas naman ng Palawan, Visayas at sa Mindanao, dahil rin sa ITCZ, makakaranas tayo ng maulap na kalangitan na may mga kalat-kalat na pag-ulan, pakulog at pagkidlat dito sa buong Palawan, buong Visayas at ang western section ng Mindanao, particular na sa rehiyon ng Zamboanga Peninsula. At may mga early morning thunderstorms na tayo na itala ngayong madaling araw sa bahagi ng Palawan at sa Central at Eastern Visayas. So maraming areas rin ng Palawan at Visayas makakaranas ng mga kaulapan at pag-ulan for the rest of the day. Kaya patuloy tayong maging handa at alerto sa mga banta ng pagbaha at pagguho ng lupa, lalong-lalo na kung tuloy-tuloy ang pag-ulan na mararanasan. Sa nalalabing bahagi naman ng Mindanao, itong central at eastern sections ng Mindanao, pati na rin sa mga areas ng Basilan, Sulu at Tawi-Tawi, ay generally fair weather conditions po ang ating mararanasan ngayong araw. Bahagyang maulap hanggang sa maulap na papawirin. At maghanda pa rin tayo sa mga tsansa ng late afternoon to evening na mga pag-ulan na dulot ng thunderstorms. Maximum temperature forecast para sa Kalayaan Islands at Puerto Princesa ngayong araw, posibleng umabot ng 32 degrees Celsius. 32 degrees rin dito sa bahagi ng Iloilo at Tacloban at 31 degrees Celsius sa bahagi ng Cebu. Maximum temperature forecast para sa Cagayan de Oro ngayong araw, posibleng umabot ng 32 degrees Celsius. 33 degrees naman dito sa bahagi ng Davao at 33 degrees Celsius rin sa bahagi ng Zamboanga. At sa kalagayan naman ating karagatan, sa kasalukuyan, wala pa rin nakataas na gale warning sa anumang baybay ng ating kapuluan at light to moderate na pag-alon na ating inaasahan sa malaking bahagi ng ating bansa. Gayunpaman, sa ating mga kababayan na maglalayag, iba yung pag-iingat pa rin sapagkat kung meron tayong offshore thunderstorm activity, ito yung mga pag-ulan sa ating dagat baybayin, asahan natin ang bahagyang malalakas na mga hangin, kakibat dito ang bahagyang pagtaas ng ating mga alon. At ang haring araw dito sa Kamaynilaan ay sisikat mamayang 5:32 ng umaga at lulubog naman mamaya sa ganap na 6:30 ng hapon. At para sa karagdagang impormasyon tungkol sa ulat panahon, lalong-lalo na sa mga rainfall or thunderstorm advisory sa posibleng i-issue ng ating Pag-asa Regional Center sa ating mga lokalidad, ay follow kami sa aming social media accounts at DOST_Pag-asa. Mag-subscribe rin kayo sa aming YouTube channel sa DOST Pag-asa Weather Report at palaging bistahin ang aming official website sa pag-asa.dost.gov.ph. At yan naman po ang latest mula dito sa Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center. Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Ako po si Dan Villamil nag-uulat.
There you go. So that's the cold weather forecast from Pagasa. It is now 39 minutes to 8, and coming up is koolNews Early Edition. So we will be right back. Stick around.
Live from Cool Studios, this is koolNews Early Edition.
Our fellow good morning to all of our viewers and listeners, and welcome to koolNews Early Edition. Let's get into the headlines. Former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV on Friday filed his second plunder complaint against Rodrigo Duterte for allegedly using his position as mayor and later as president to award public works contracts worth 6.6 billion pesos to unqualified companies owned by Senator Christopher Bong Go's father and half-brother. Go, his father, and this CEO Liv Go, and his half-brother Alfred Armero Go were also named as Duterte's correspondents in the case filed by Trillanes in the Department of Justice. Duterte and the others were also accused of grift and corruption and culpable violation of the Constitution. Go, age of 50, has been a close aide of Duterte since the former president was a congressman and later as mayor of Davao City. He served as special assistant to the president from 2016 to 2018. He won his Senate seat in the 2019 midterm polls. Go said that Trillanes' accusation was essentially the same charges heard against him in the past. I categorically deny the allegations against me and former President Rodrigo Duterte, Go said in a statement. For the record, even before I was born, my family already had a business, he said. What I can assure you is that neither I nor my family benefited from my being a government official. Go entered public service in 1998 as executive assistant to Duterte in the House of Representatives. He studied management at De La Salle University and transferred to Ateneo de Davao, where he finished college with a degree in marketing. His grandfather, August Tesoro, was very close to Duterte. Tesoro was the son of the man who founded what is now Davao's largest printing press. He was one of the principal sponsors in the wedding of Duterte and his first wife, Elizabeth Zimmerman. There was no immediate comment from Duterte on the complaint filed against him by Trillanes. The former president was Davao mayor from 1988 to 2016, with 3-year gaps from 1998 to 2001 when he served as the city's 1st district representative, and from 2010 to 2013 when he was his daughter's vice mayor. Trillanes, citing official records from the Commission on Audit, alleged that from March 2007 to May 2018, CLTG Builders, owned by Go's father, was awarded 125 projects in the Davao region from the Department of Public Works and Highways. A copy of the complaint sent to reporters did not cite such specific projects. There has been no response from Trillanes to the card's request for details. Trillanes said some of the projects were under Duterte's Build Centerpiece infrastructure program. According to the COA records cited in the complaint, CLTG secured 27 projects worth approximately 3.2 billion pesos in 2017 alone. Alfredo Builders and Supply, owned by Go's half-brother, won 59 public works projects from June 2007 to July 2018, amounting to 1.74 billion pesos. These also were all DPWH projects in the Davao region. Trillanes pointed out that in 2018, Alfredo won contracts for 22 projects amounting to 1.3 billion pesos. CLTG Builders and Alfredo Builders and Supply could not have been awarded the enormous projects were it not for responding Go and his connection to the seat of power, responded to Duterte, who is constitutionally responsible for the annual budget proposal, read the complaint. Respondent Go clearly took advantage of his public positions as an aide and other ego of President Duterte in cornering illicit billions upon billions of public infrastructure projects in favor of the unqualified sole proprietorship registered in the names of his father and brother, thus unduly enriching himself and members of his immediate family, and responded to Duterte, it said. Trillanes' complaint was based in part on the 2018 report by the Philippine Center for Investigation Journalism, which first uncovered the infrastructure contracts awarded to both CLTG and Alfredo from 2007 to 2017. The complaint also cited the PCIJ's discovery of the DPWH Bureau of Construction records that showed that as of April 30, 2018, 126 projects built out by the PWH Davao region were unfinished. Incidentally, CLDG stood out. Builders stood out in PCIG's research because all of the CLDG builders joined venture projects with big contractors in 2017 failed to complete projects by the original deadline, the complaint said. Duterte, Go, and the senator's father and half-brother were also allegedly liable for violating the constitutional provision prohibiting government officials from being involved financially in any government-owned or sponsored contracts, particularly with their relatives. The acts and relationships on parent respondents thus fall squarely under the above constitutional and statutory prescriptions against conflicts of interest in the public sector, undermining the fundamental integrity of the government, the complaint said. Trillanes filed his first plunder complaint in the Office of the Ombudsman against Duterte days before the May 9, 2016 presidential election, causing the then Mayor Davao Mayor of hiring 11,000 Go City Hall employees 2 years earlier. He said that according to the COA report, Davao spent 708 million pesos on the contractual salaries, even there were no documents to prove that they actually ran the work. Trillanes said that the budget for the Go's employees could have been the source of funds for Duterte's alleged undeclared bank accounts with transactions totaling 2.4 billion pesos from 2006 to 2015 and for at least 40 properties. Duterte explained that he had hired 3 times the number of contractual employees of the city to keep it clean, safe, and orderly. The amount cited by the COA was part of the city's operational expenses, which he said went to garbage collectors, drivers, and intelligence operatives, he said. In February 2018, then Solicitor General Jose Calida disclosed that the plunder case filed by Trillanes against Duterte had already been closed and terminated. And now for the West Philippine Sea coverage, the China monster ship has been inching closer to the Philippine Coast Guard's vessel at Escoda Sabina Shoal in the West Philippine Sea. According to PCG spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commander J. Tarella, the enormous CCG ship is only about 500 yards away from PCG's biggest vessel as of Friday morning. Previously, the CCG vessel ship with hull number 5901 was spotted about 0.5 nautical miles or around 1,012 yards away from the PCG's PRP Teresa Magbanua, hull number 9701. The PCG's PRP Teresa Magbanua is officially the longest ever deployed Philippine asset in the West Philippine Sea. Tarella said personnel of the PRP Teresa Magbanua relentlessly issued radio challenges to the CCG ship, but it continued to sail. The CCG's giant Gigantic patrol cutter, the largest Coast Guard vessel in the world, departed of Hainan Island waters on July 1st and arrived near Secretariat Shoal on July 3. It even approached Mischief Reef before heading to Escoda Shoal also on July 3. Since the day of its arrival in Escoda Shoal, troops aboard the 9701 challenged the ship, Tarella told reporters in an interview Friday, July 4. The PCG deployed PRP Teresa Magbanua on April 16 as its expected reclamation in Escoda Shoal, which falls 75 nautical miles from the coast of Palawan, or well within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. This is the longest deployment of Coast Guard in the West Philippine Sea because it already reached more than 2 months, Tarella noted. The Office of the Solicitor General has filed a petition seeking the cancellation of the birth certificate of suspended Bambang Mayor Alice Guo, an initial move that could lead to her ouster as she faces criminal complaints over her alleged links to a raided online gaming hub in her town. The petition was filed on Friday before the Tarlac City Regional Trial Court, Solicitor General Fernando Guerrava said. According to Guerrava, the petition cited as a ground for cancellation Guo's failure to file the required supporting documents for the late registration of her birth certificate. If her birth certificate is cancelled, she will lose her most important defense evidence about her identity, Guerrava said in a message to reporters on Friday. The Solicitor General did not specify the documents that Guo supposedly failed to submit, but he cited violations and glaring inconsistencies between the entries in her birth certificate and those in other public records. Guerrero noted, for example, that Guo's father, Angelito, had her birth registered on November 22nd, 2005, when she was already 19 years old. This was the violation of Administrative Order Number 1-93 of the National Statistics Office, which requires a late birth registration to be done by the subject person if he or she is already 18 years old or above, he said. Guerrero also noted that Guo's parents, Angelito and Amelia Leal, were both declared as Filipino citizens. In the birth document, but the Philippine Statistics Authority, the former NSO, found no birth certificates pertaining to the couple themselves in its files, he added. Guerrero said the birth certificate's cancellation would lay the groundwork for the Guo Warner petition, and that is OSG also plans to file for the eventual removal of Guo as mayor of Bamban, Tarlac. Alleged abnormalities surrounding Guo's birth records are origins for service in the Senate inquiry into her alleged ties to the Philippine offshore during Operator Pogo that was raided in March. The crackdown was launched by the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission on suspicions that the Pogo was being used for human trafficking, online scams, and other criminal activities. Also on Friday, the Department of Justice opened its preliminary investigation into the complaint for qualified human trafficking that the police had filed against Guo and 30 others in connection with the Bamban Pogo raid. Guo did not appear in the first hearing, where she was represented by lawyer Alex Avisado. Speaking to reporters, Avisado described the evidence presented against his client to be weak and the complaint a little forced. Just papers, electric bills, a letter of no objection, articles of incorporation. These documents are not enough to commit the crime of human trafficking, he said. There must be an overt act. So this case filed against her is weak. It's a little forced. In fact, when you look at the complaint, the CIDG, Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, and PAOCC admits that there is no direct evidence of human trafficking against Alice Guo, the lawyer added. Avisado said the defense team would submit Guo's counter affidavit on July 22nd. According to Justice Undersecretary Nicholas Flex D.Y., Guo's presence is required in the next hearing, where she must file the counter affidavit and swear on it in person. And in global headlines, the indictment of former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro for money laundering and criminal association in connection with anti-nuclear diamonds from Saudi Arabia marked the far-right leader's second formal accusation, with more potentially in store. The indictment on Thursday by federal police, confirmed by two officials with knowledge of the case, followed another formal accusation in March against Bolsonaro for allegedly falsifying his COVID-19 vaccination certificate. Both officials spoke on condition on anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly. Once Brazil's Supreme Court receives the policy report with the latest indictment, the country's Prosecutor General, Paulo Gonet, will analyze it and decide whether to shelve it, ask for additional police investigation, or file charges and force Bolsonaro to stand trial. It's too early to say how likely the last option is, but the police indictment already marked a turning point in the case, said legal expert Renato Stanziola Pereira, president of the Brazilian Institute of Criminal Science. And that is all for the first gap of koolNews Early Edition. It is now 1 minute to 8. We will be returning to Hello Pilipinas. Play the opening, by the way. So yeah, we will be returning to Hello Pilipinas.
Live.
It is 8 o'clock, and welcome viewers and listeners to Hello Pilipinas, and to all of the viewers who join us since 7 o'clock. You are still with us right here on Hello Pilipinas. Okay, so now let's get into the lifestyle and entertainment where we are. So let's get into it right now. So let's go check a variety. So just let me see if I can find anything interesting. Okay, well, we'll be talking about this one. So American artist Cardi B has been sued by a pair of producers for copyright infringement. This is coming from Variety. Joshua Fraustro and Miguel Aguilar, who also go by Kimika 1956, claim Cardi stole the beat used in their song Gracie Frybed to create her own in Miami. In a complaint filed in Texas on July 3, Fraustro and Aguilar accused Cardi B and the song's producers, James D. J.D. Swanko, and Joshua Parker O.G. Parker, of copyright infringement of their song Greasy Fried Bread featuring Pumpkin Lusty. Fraustro and Aguilar issued their complaint in United States District Court for the Southern District of Texas. The suit alleges the 2021 single gained popularity after it was featured in the FX series Reservation Dogs, according to an initial report by Billboard. The song was used in episode 4 of the series with verses from indigenous rapper Christine Jody. Atlantic Records, Celebrity Booking Agency, and Warner Music Group are also listed as defendants. Representatives for Cardi B and Atlantic Records did not immediately respond to Variety's request for comment. Fraustro and Aguilar are seeking damages for copyright infringement, unfair competition, and misappropriation. And now, regarding the Hollywood entertainment, now looks like it's a bad news for Arkham Asylum, as it is no longer moving forward on Max, as Variety has learned. Previously, as Variety previously reported in October 2022, Antonio Campos had come aboard to serve as writer and showrunner of the series, which was originally meant to be set within the world of Matt Reeves' The Batman. But according to an individual with knowledge of the situation, Campos' version would not proceed. It is still possible, though, that a new project set within the infamous Gotham City Asylum could be developed in the future, the individual noted. Thus ends, at least for now, the show's complicated path to the screen. It was originally announced in July 2020 with a series commitment, but at the time it was meant to focus on the inner workings of the Gotham PD as featured in The Batman. Terrence Winter was attached to write and executive produce, but he left the project in November 2020 due to creative difference. Kiri Haji creator Joe Broughton was then brought in to write, but Warner Bros. Ultimately part ways with Broughton as well. Reeves was then saying in an interview in 2022 that the Gotham PD show was not happening, but the story had started to evolve into what became the Arkham Asylum show, which he described as being like a horror movie or a haunted house that is Arkham. Campos then joined, but not long after that, it was announced that James Gunn and Peter Safran will be taking over DC Studios and launching a rebooted film and television universe. In a series of social media posts in December 2023, Gunn said that the show was still in development and clarified that it was meant to be set within the new DCU rather than in the same world as the Batman. This is not all to say that the world Reeves wrote in the Batman will lie of flawed role. The Penguin, a crime drama series with Colin Farrell reprising the role of the titular supervillain, is scheduled to debut on Max in September. Reeves is also at work on The Batman Part 2, though the film's release date was recently pushed back from October 2025 to October 2026. TGON and Afran, meanwhile, are currently deep into relaunching DC's interconnected film and TV universe. Production is now underway on a new Superman film starring David Corn Sweat, with multiple other films in the works. It was also recently announced that a Green Lantern TV series has been greenlit, but it will be branded as an HBO original rather than Max due to a new content delineation. HBO and Max boss Casey Bloys revealed to Variety in June. And Despicable Me 4 tops July 4th box office with $20.4 million, and Inside Out crosses $500 million domestically. What I meant domestically is the United States. Fireworks, barbecues, and grill, that's how many Americans celebrated the 4th of July. As Despicable Me 4 topped the box office, earning a commanding $20.4 million. The film delayed its entry in Universal and Illumination's wildly successful franchise about a domesticated former supervillain has earned $47.6 million in its first 2 days of release. It is projected to gross roughly $120 million over the 5-day holiday, an impressive result for a production that carries a relatively economical, for an animated movie, $100 million budget. In contrast, many films by Disney and Pixar, Illumination's main rivals, routinely cost $200 million to produce. Despicable Me's main competition was from Inside Out 2, another animated blockbuster that has restored the luster of Pixar and Disney after the studios suffered a few missteps. The film earned $7.2 million on Independence Day, pushing its domestic gross to a massive $503.6 million. Inside Out 2 now ranks as the third highest grossing animated film domestically. It's also the sixth biggest animated film globally, having earned more than $1.07 billion. That's a really big number, huh? That's really a big number for Inside Out 2, especially what we know that Disney has been failing, and now it looks like they're slowly going back up. But fingers crossed, we'll see if they're really going to be back on track, not leaning on the So yeah, very very good news so far. I am very very happy that Disney is doing well, along with the Universal's and Illumination's latest film, Despicable Me 4, that is also doing well. So both films, Inside Out 2 and Despicable Me 4 in US domestically, are doing really really well. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. All right. It is now 9 minutes after 8, and we will be right back for more Hello Pilipinas. It's 17 minutes after 8, and you're still with us with Hello Pilipinas. All right, so let's now get into for week of tacos out there. So we will be covering one of the interesting headlines that we will get into. So let's start with Ari Fuda from Commonplace to the World's Strongest Season 3. So it has revealed its opening team artists, and it is set to premiere this October. So the official website for the third anime season of Aryoshika comments Ari Fuda from Commonplace to World's Strongest. Light will stream the second promotional video following its panel at Anime Expo on Friday, and it reveals the season's October premiere. The video also reveals and previews the new opening theme song Unending Wish by Void_Chords featuring Miyanda Rin. The returning cast includes Toshinari Fukamachi as Hajime Nagumo, Yuki Kuwahara as Yuke, Minami Takahashi as Hier, Yoko Hikasa as Kalus, Sayori Onishi as Kaburi Shikasaki, Yumiri Hanamori as Shinsuku Yagashi, and Noriko Shibasaki as Elena S.B. Hill. Akira Iwanaga returns to direct the anime at Azured, who animated the first season with White Fox. Shoichi Sato returns to oversee and write the series scripts. Shika Kojima again serves as the character designer and chief animation director. Aryo Takahashi returns to compose the music. And we'll have some breaking news in entertainment. Vic Media acquires Ruby series and will explore production of new chapters. Vic Media announced during its panel at Anime Expo on Friday that it has acquired the Ruby series following Rooster Teeth shutting down. Vic Media owns the rights for future distribution, production, licensing, and consumer products. The company is exploring the production of new chapters in the series. So great news for Ruby fans. So we thought that Ruby would be gone after Rooster Teeth shutting down, but nope. Vic Media has saved Ruby. So this is a great news for Ruby fans out there. Great news so far. And Heaven's Burn Red game, the game from Jun Maeda, is finally getting an English release. So the publisher Yulstar Games announced an Anime Expo on Thursday that Jun Maeda's Heaven Burns Red, that is known for Canon Air, Cannot Angel Beats, Heaven Burns Red smartphone and PC game will launch in English. The company streamed an English trailer for the game as well as launched an English website for the games. Yostar Games did not confirm the platforms. So there you go. We now have some information that Heaven Burns Red will be getting an English release, and it will be published by Yostar. So that's good news for those who have been waiting for a very long time for that to happen. Very nice. And that is all for the anime. Now let's get into gaming for Filipino gamers out there. What are the games right now? So let's get into that real quick. So let's go check Gemasu, which is also the Japanese or niche gamer. Maybe I should go with niche gamer, so let's do that. Oh, I also forgot, we will be talking, yes, indeed, we will be talking about the Until Then, which is a Filipino game, if you guys didn't know. So again, some of you are already familiar with the Pinoy Proud game, which is called Until Then, which is, well, if you don't know what Until Then game is, well, let me just do a quick search and let's visit that. So Until then, so this is a Filipino-made game. So a faithful. So this is what. So if you don't know what Until Then game is, well, this is how the game says according to its game description. A fateful meeting sets off a chain reaction, upending Mark's life. People disappear and memories prove unreliable. Uncover a hidden truth with Mark and his friends in his narrative adventure and race to unravel the hit mystery before it's too late. And yes, it takes place in the Philippines, in the fictional version of the Philippines. So it is nice to see that that the game is taking place in the Philippines. So this is going to be good. And from what I have heard in the reviews, the Until Then game is surprisingly good. So let me just double check who published the game. So it is published by Maximum Entertainment. It was developed by a Filipino developer, Polychroma Games. So again, a big shout out to the developers over Polychroma Games, who are the Filipinos out there. So again, big shout out to Polychroma Games, whoever they're watching Hello Pilipinas right now. Big shout out to them. So yeah, Until Then, surprisingly, was a successful Filipino-made game, and I am very pleased so far. So far, one of my friends over at Philippine Television Archives, Class MC, oh yeah, shout out to Class MC as well, for playing that he played Until Then, and he said it was good. So I have yet to play it, but again, so far it is promising. The results are very promising, and the game was only published last week. There you go. Last week. The game was published last week. So Until Then, the Until Then game, it was published last week, and already we are seeing some good results. And again, this is a Filipino-made game, so again, this is what you can expect, and it is pretty good. So again, if you haven't played this, please do play this game, because one of my friends said it's good. So again, please do play this game, Until Then, one of the Filipino-made games. It is available on Steam for the cost of 553.50 pesos. It is currently on discount until July 10th. So it is indeed an introductory offer with a 10% discount. So again, that is going to cost you 553.50 pesos for the game on Steam. So Until Then, a game which is the game that is made by a Filipino and it takes place in the Philippines. Well, it's good. So please do play it. I highly urge everyone to play this game. All right. So now let's continue with the rest of the gaming headlines. So for the Filipino gamers out there who are interested, let's continue the rest. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so Cyberpunk adventure game Months Beneath Us launches in July. Taiwanese developer Barebone Studios has announced Months Beneath Us is finally launching after 4 years of development. The Cyberpunk adventure game is set to launch on July 31st for Windows PC via Steam. A playable demo is now available. So here's the rundown on the game. So Months Beneath Us is an adventure about a guy and a data ghost who lives in his head and controls his body. After the society has become fully automated with AI, a new industry has emerged that replaces the hardware needed to operate the internet with human brains. As a result, the most disadvantaged of citizens have had no choice but to put in their bid to sign up one after another. Against the stage of this mass society, a mysterious conspiracy gradually unveils. So that's what the game is all about, and that is interesting considering that the game takes place in this dystopian thingy. So that's interesting. Okay, Warlander. Oh boy, Warlander. Okay, so developer Toy Logic has announced that they have taken over publishing for Warlander, their third-person online fantasy online action game for Polygon. Warlander is now managed by Toy Logic as a publisher as of today, July 1st, which is actually already July 6th here. And we will see the company take over customer support as well as management for the game's social media, Discord, and more. Despite the changeover of the publishing duties, existing user accounts, in-game data, in-game currency, and other things will remain unchanged and accessible with no interruption. So what happened to the previous publisher from TGON? Well, I have no idea. So let me just do a quick search results. Well, that's interesting. Apparently they're still around. But yeah, they're still around. So I don't know. Yeah, they're still around apparently. But is that? Let me see the gaming. Let's see the gaming. Where is it? There is publishing units. The Game Valve Studios. You just need the team there. Okay, so yeah, Pelion. Well, as yeah, you know what? As you all know it, is no longer the publisher of Warlander. So we can expect the changes to the list to the store listing in as of right now. You can expect some store listing changes, but again, everything stays the same. There's that. Okay, hold on. I just saw something. Xbox Game Pass. Okay, so I'm not sure that this is also coming to the Philippines market, considering that the Xbox Game Pass. Well, actually, I'm not sure, but we do have a PC Game Pass. We do have a PC Game Pass here in the Philippines, not Xbox. But again, I am not sure though. So I am not sure though about Xbox Game Pass, but we do know that the PC Game Pass is available. But now, let's continue. Xbox Game Pass adds Neon White, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, and more. Microsoft has announced the next lineup of Xbox Game Pass titles arriving for this month, the month of July 2024. Here's a rundown on the new lineup for Xbox Game Pass. So we have Journey to the Savage Plan, Cloud console and PC, so looks like it is coming to the Philippines. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, Cricket 24, The Case of the Golden Idol, Neon White, Tisha, Magical Delicacy, and Flock. So there you go. So these are the new games for Xbox Game Pass and also PC Game Pass this month. So it is indeed also coming to the Philippines. So there's that. When I see the PC thing, that means it's also here in the Philippines. So there you go. Those are the list of the games that are going to be on PC Game Pass here in the Philippines and Xbox Game Pass in the rest of the territories, including United States. All right. Well, I think that is all for the rest of the non-Japanese gaming headlines. So we can now get ready for the second and last gap of koolNews Early Edition. So it is now 31 minutes after 8, and we will be right back.
Check ng right med. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Live from Cool Studios, this is koolNews Early Edition.
It's 38 minutes after 8, and welcome to koolNews Early Edition, part of Hello Pilipinas with its second guy. Now let's get into the global headlines, as US President Joe Biden is hoping a televised interview on Friday will steady his improved re-election bid, but a repeat of his disastrous debate performance could be his downfall. In the week since his debate against Donald Trump, their first head-to-head of the 2024 election cycle, 81-year-old Biden has failed to quell panic among his Democratic Party. For 90 minutes last Thursday, a raspy Biden struggled to express himself clearly, stumbling over words and losing his train of thought. A growing chorus in his party has since called for him to prove he has the energy to defeat Trump in November and handle another 4 years in the White House. Despite winning the backing of Democratic governors who met with him at an emergency meeting on Wednesday, at least 3 of his party members in Congress have called on him to step aside, as have several major newspaper editorial boards and a rift of political commentators. The president has said that he is not leaving and is in this race to the end, but post-debate polls have shown Trump's narrow lead widening. Biden has also not yet spoken publicly without a teleprompter since the debate, other than some brief remarks. So Friday's interview with ABC presenter George Stephanopoulos, set to be recorded during a campaign trip to Wisconsin, will be a key moment for Biden to dispel the worries and reset expectations. With sore anticipation for the interview, ABC has switched up its original plan of airing excerpts through the weekend and will instead broadcast it in full Friday at 8 p.m. or Saturday here in Manila. Biden will face a journalist who knows the working of political communication like no one else. Stephanopoulos worked for former Democrat President Bill Clinton during his first campaign and was one of his closest advisors during his first term in the White House. Biden, a former stutterer, will also have to win back confidence with clear and cohesive speech as much as on substance. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, one of the most influential Democratic voices, has deemed it essential that the president do 1 or even 2 high-profile interviews. Other supporters have called for a long-form news conference to judge his stamina. The White House has announced that he will hold a news conference during the NATO summit in Washington next week, but has not revealed any details on its format or length. Trump has meanwhile declared Biden to another debate or an all-on discussion, saying on Thursday that he was ready anytime, anywhere, anyplace. With speculation still swirling over a potential switch-up at the top of the Democratic ticket, Kamala Harris, the nation's first female vice president, has steadily been forced into the spotlight. The 59-year-old former California prosecutor, who joined Biden at Thursday's July 4th celebrations, has been performing a delicate balancing act since the debate. She has offered unwavering support for Biden in public, but is standing by as a leading contender to replace him if he steps aside. And now for the latest coverage on Joe Biden interview. Joe Biden vowed Friday to stay in the White House race and blamed his dismal debate performance on feeling terrible due to a cold, as he sought to save his re-election campaign with a make-or-break TV interview. As revulsion bruised among some nervous Democratic voters, lawmakers and donors, the one-to-one with the ABC network was had as the most consequential of the 81-year-old's long career. "I was sick, I was feeling terrible, we were trying to figure out what's wrong," the president said in his excerpt of his first TV interview since the debate with Donald Trump. "They did a test to see whether I had some infection, a virus. I didn't. I just had a really bad cold." Biden sounded raspy and gave mindering answers in a clip, which appeared unlikely to reassure Democrats. The Trump campaign offered a lightning, quick, mocking reaction, posting on X that Biden sounds great. The sit-down, which was due to be aired in full later Friday, came after Biden's debate and Atlanta triggered panic within his party and calls for him to pull out of the race. The Biden's campaign has pushed back hard on any suggestion he may withdraw, and just hours before the ABC interview, released an aggressive campaign travel schedule for the rest of July. Appearing at the campaign rally in Madison, Wisconsin, the president delivered an energetic speech, unequivocally declaring, "I am staying in the race. I will beat Donald Trump." As supporters cheered, he went on the attack against his rival. "Let's focus on what really matters," Biden said, reading from teleprompters. "We're running against the biggest liar and the biggest threat to our democracy in American history. That's not hyperbole." Both debate polls have shown a widening deficit in Trump's favor, and at least 3 Democrats in Congress have called on Biden to step aside, as have several major newspapers and the roof of Democratic supporting political commentators. Wealthy Disney heiress and Democratic supporter Abigail Disney told CNBC she plans to withhold donations to the party until Biden drops out, saying bluntly that if Biden does not step down, the Democrats will lose in November. "This is realism, not disrespect," she said. Senate Intelligence Committee Chairman Mark Warner has approached fellow Democrats to organize talks on Monday on Biden's path forward, multiple U.S. media outlets reported. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries was convening his own meeting, a video call with senior Democrats on Sunday, according to NBC News. Former U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, one of the most influential Democratic forces, has deemed it essential he do more major interviews to prove himself. The White House has announced he will hold a first press conference during the NATO summit in Washington next Thursday, but has not revealed any details on its format or line. Biden's travel plans include Pennsylvania this weekend, then the NATO meeting, and back on the campaign trail with a swing through the American Southwest. The president will engage in frequent off-the-cuff moments over the course of the month, as he has consistently throughout his campaign. His team said, seeking to emphasize his folksy charm. Trump has meanwhile dared Biden to do another debate all-on discussion, saying he was ready anytime, anywhere, anyplace. With speculation swirling over a potential switch in the Democratic ticket, Kamala Harris, the nation's first female vice president, has suddenly been in the spotlight. The 59-year-old former prosecutor has offered unwavering support for Biden in public, but is standing by as a leading alternative if he steps aside. And now what's happening in the United Kingdom? Well, Keir Starmer set to work as Britain's new leader Friday, speaking with world leaders and appointing his ministerial team after his Labour Party's landslide general election victory ended 14 years of Conservative rule. Starmer named Rachel Reeves the UK's first woman finance minister and appointed David Lammy as foreign secretary following his election win to become centre-left Labour's first prime minister since Gordon Brown in 2010. Flag-waving crowds of cheering Labour activists lined Downing Street as Starmer pledged to rebuild the UK after the head of King Charles III invited him to form a government during a meeting at Buckingham Palace. Now our country has voted decisively for change, for national renewal, and a return of politics to public service, the 61-year-old said in his first speech as Prime Minister. The work of change begins immediately, but have no doubt we will rebuild Britain. Within hours, Starmer held a flurry of phone calls with leaders, including reaffirming London's unwavering support for Kyiv's war against invading Russian forces with Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky and US President Joe Biden. He also spoke to European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and the Prime Ministers of Canada, Italy, Iran, and Poland, alongside the heads of the UK's devolved governments in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Starmer and von der Leyen emphasized the importance of the unique relationship between the UK and EU in addressing shared challenges, his office said. Meanwhile, Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz told Starmer he would be a very successful Prime Minister in a call. Earlier this summer, Rishi Sunak conceded defeat during a torrid night for his Conservatives that claimed the scopes of at least 12 of his senior cabinet colleagues and his predecessor Liz Truss. Her disastrous 49-day career effectively sealed the Tory's fate with the public 2 years ago when her unfunded tax cuts spooked markets and crushed the bond. Before leaving Downing Street for the final time as Prime Minister, Sunak said sorry to the public and revealed that he was stepped down as leader one arrangements for a successor. The Torres was previous 156 in 1906. Former leader William Hague told Times Radio this was a catastrophic result in historic terms. By late Friday, Labour had won 412 constituencies in the 650-seat House of Commons, with only one result left to declare, giving it a majority of 174. The Tories won just 121, a record low, with the wing vote apparently split by legal fabrics anti-immigration reform UK party, which picked up the smaller opposition Liberal Democrats outstayed the Scottish National Party as the third biggest party. The results trend among Britain's closest Western allies, with the far right in France eyeing power, and Donald Trump. Ex-President Trump congratulated his Emir Farage on winning election to the UK Parliament at his 8th attempt, but outside London's BC Waterloo Station, 49-year-old engagement officer Ramsey Sargent called it a momentous election. It has been very rocky over the last few months and years. I am really excited to see what happens next, he told AFP. Tim Bell, politics professor at Queen Mary University of London, found working and that the Tories would now need to decide how best to fight back. Brexit champion Farage has made no secret of his aim to take over the party. There is a massive gap on the center right of British politics, and my job is to fill it, he said after a comfortable win in Luckton, Eastern England. Now for the rest, the Vatican on Friday excommunicated its former ambassador to Washington after finding him guilty of sedition, Mario Vigano, the conservative and a symbol of the polarized Catholic Church in the United States. Church hierarchies, the Italian Archbishop, delving deeper into conspiracy territories on everything from the to what he called the Great Reset, has announced the penalty after a meeting of its members on Thursday and informed Vigano of its decision on Friday. Vigano's public refusal to recognize and submit to the Supreme Pontiff, his rejection of communion with the members of the Church subject to him, and the legitimacy and magisterial authority of the Second Vatican Council. The excommunication, which Vigano incurred on his positions, means he is formally outside communion with the Church and cannot celebrate or receive its sacraments. The crime of schism occurs when someone withdraws submission to the Pope or from the union of Catholics who are subject to him. Pakistan's tax authorities said Thursday it has blocked 210,000 SIM cards of users, or also a subscriber identity module, who have not filed tax returns in a bid to widen the revenue bracket. Only 5.2 million people of more than 240 million population filed income tax returns in 2022. The Federal Board of Revenue passed the edict in April and has since sent orders to the Telecommunications Authority to block the connection of 210,000 SIM cards, with 62,000 of them later restored, according to the board's data. We have unblocked the SIMs of those who have paid their taxes, FBR public relations officials Bakhi Tar Yuhumamat said. Nobody voluntarily comes up. And that is it for the second and last gap of koolNews early edition on Hello Pilipinas. We will have more headlines later with koolNews at noon, koolNews at 4 p.m., 6 p.m., and koolNews prime time tonight. And you can watch the replay that we have just read with the headlines later on TGON News YouTube channel when it's uploaded. So stay tuned for the replays of koolNews early edition on Hello Pilipinas on TGON News YouTube channel. Until then, I am Asphere, and this has been koolNews early edition. And now back to Hello Pilipinas. It is 53 minutes to now it's 54 minutes to 9, and we have 6 minutes before we say goodbye to the studio. Okay, so we have someone here who is visiting our studio. I did not consent him here to be here. Sorry, Ben. Sorry, you're not part of the show, so sorry about that. Okay, so now let's get into the last entertainment now. Let's go check what's on Disney Plus, because for the fellow Disney Plus viewers out there who are looking forward, well, let's get into that right now. It's still loading on my end, just give it a second. Oh, this is interesting. Disney Plus adds Lakota dub version of Marvel's The Avengers. That's interesting. So, Disney has announced that it has released a new dub version of Marvel Studios' The Avengers movie in the native Lakota language on Disney Plus for the first time. This project was the first time in years that the original Avengers cast, including Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and Scarlett Johansson, have reunited to re-record their original lines in Lakota. Well, if you don't know what Lakota is, well, the Lakota project was born out of an effort to help reintroduce and promote the Lakota language. So there you go. Mark Ruffalo, who plays Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, had previously collaborated with the Lakota's community on past projects, and he and the other Avengers were eager to get involved with the new dub. So he has said this: just getting everyone together on the same bridge was probably the most difficult thing. But everyone really was into it. It's a stunning language. There are songs that we just don't have in our language that they have in theirs. But once you start to get there, it feels really good. Local dub executive producer Ray Taken Alive added, "You have the most famous film franchise in the world and some of the most famous actors, celebrities, and characters speaking our Lakota language that was once banned. So a really beautiful thing from the project is that our language doesn't have to hide anymore." Marvel Studios' The Avengers is now available to stream in Lakota on Disney Plus. Alright, so let me just do a quick search if what even is Lakota language. Well, here it is. So this is going to Google. Lakota is a Samoan language spoken by the Lakota people of the Isuak tribes. Lakota is mutually intelligible with the two dialects of the Dakota language, especially Western Dakota, and it's one of the 3 major varieties of the Sioux language. There you go. So that's what Lakota language means. And we will have the last one before we wrap it up. Okay, nothing much interesting there. Now let's get back to anime, because why not? So let's get you for the otakus out there who are still watching Hello Pilipinas, let's get back into that real quick. Okay, so let's see. Alright, so new Panty and Shocking Anime reveals first arc, logo, and main stuff. So the new Panty and Stocking, and Garter Belt anime series from Studio Trigger has finally shared its first artwork and details this week at Anime Expo 2024. The first artwork, logo, and main stuff are for the new Panty and Stocking and Garter Belt anime series were announced by Studio Trigger. So the logo does look nice, and the artwork down there, it looks nice too. So there is still no release date, but we do get the first look of the new logo and the visual itself. That's pretty cool. All right, that is all now. Now let's get into the quote of the day before we say goodbye to Hello Pilipinas for today. Okay, so let's go to Brainy quote. So this quote of the day was brought to you by Brainy quote. We must build dikes of courage to hold back the flood of fear. From Martin Luther King Jr. And that is it for Hello Pilipinas this morning, and thank you so much for joining me here on behalf of koolFM family and TVH family. So we will be back tomorrow on the same time, same stations, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on TVH Network, koolFM, and live streaming on TGON Productions and TGON News. There you go, TGON News YouTube channel. So once again, TVH Network, koolFM, and live streaming on TGON Productions and TGON News YouTube channel. Until then, I am Asphere, and this is Hello Philippines and Hello Pilipinas. Happy weekend, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Happy weekend, everyone. Good morning.